The gentle dance of a solitary candle flame, its light a tender whisper against the ancient, unyielding stone of a monastery, is our first invitation. This is not merely an image. It is an entry point, a portal into a realm where the veil between the seen and the unseen thins, where the ordinary surrenders to the extraordinary. We are not here to observe from a distance, but to journey inward, guided by the silent, potent presence of Padre Pio. His life, a tapestry woven with threads of profound mystery, unwavering devotion, and a love that transcended human limitations, calls to us now. In a world often defined by its clamor, its doubts, and its relentless pace, we seek an echo of a different rhythm, a resonance of a deeper truth. This is a journey into the heart of faith, a contemplation of divine grace as it intersects with the raw, vulnerable landscape of human suffering. We are drawn to the story of a man who bore the stigmata, not just on his body, but in his very soul, a living testament to a spiritual battle waged on an epic scale. Consider the weight of such gifts. Imagine the constant hum of divine communication, the palpable presence of unseen forces, the intimate knowledge of souls laid bare. This was the daily reality for Padre Pio. He walked among us, yet his steps were guided by a celestial compass, his gaze fixed on horizons we could only dimly perceive. His world was one of intense spiritual warfare, where doubt could be a physical adversary, and where the solace offered was not merely words, but a direct infusion of divine energy. We will witness the profound impact of his touch, the quiet power of his counsel, the countless lives touched by his extraordinary charisms. But this journey is not simply about marveling at miracles. It is about understanding the human heart that housed such divine power. It is about recognizing the immense burden that came with such profound spiritual insight, the isolation that often accompanies a life lived so close to the divine. The central conflict we explore is not an external one, but an internal landscape mirrored by external challenges. It is the immense pressure of bearing divine gifts in a world often steeped in skepticism, the struggle to remain a beacon of unwavering love when faced with disbelief and misunderstanding. Padre Pio's life serves as a powerful testament to the enduring strength of faith, a faith that did not shy away from suffering but embraced it, transforming it through the crucible of divine love. We will delve into the sensory richness of his prayers, the almost tangible aura of peace that surrounded him, the profound comfort he offered to those weighed down by the sorrows of life. This is an exploration of the unseen forces that shape our existence, the whispers of destiny carried on the winds of faith. Our aim is not to predict the future, but to connect with the enduring power of the present moment, to find solace and inspiration in a legacy of profound spiritual resilience, and to reflect on the quiet, guiding hand that may be shaping our own paths, even when we are unaware. This contemplation is for those who feel the call of something more, who sense the underlying currents of grace in their own lives, and who seek to understand the profound connection between faith, suffering, and the divine mystery. Beyond the stigmata and the public perception of miracles, Padre Pio experienced a profound internal reality of spiritual warfare that shaped his earthly existence. This was not a battle of flesh and blood, but an intense, constant engagement with forces that sought to sow discord, doubt, and despair. Imagine the unseen onslaught, the insidious whispers of temptation designed to erode his resolve, the psychic weight of accumulated human suffering that he absorbed and, through divine grace, transmuted. This inner landscape was as real, if not more so, than the physical world he inhabited. He wrestled with spiritual fatigue, a deep exhaustion born not of physical exertion, but of the relentless spiritual demands placed upon him. Yet within this struggle, a unique form of surrender blossomed. It was not a passive yielding, but an active, courageous entrustment of his entire being to a power far greater than himself. This surrender allowed him to receive and transmit divine energy, to act as a conduit for healing and solace, even when the cost was immense. Consider the nature of spiritual fatigue. It can manifest as a profound sense of emptiness, a desolation that feels inescapable. For Padre Pio, this was a crucible, a refining fire through which his faith was tempered and strengthened. He understood, perhaps more intimately than most, that true spiritual power is not about invincibility, but about perseverance in the face of overwhelming spiritual opposition. His ability to offer comfort and healing was intimately tied to his willingness to face these inner demons, to acknowledge their presence without succumbing to their influence. This deep inner work, often hidden from the world, was the bedrock upon which his outward ministry was built. It was in these moments of intense internal struggle that his connection to the divine was most acutely felt, not as a shield against adversity, but as an indwelling strength that enabled him to endure and to serve. This constant engagement with the unseen realm demanded an extraordinary level of discernment. Padre Pio had to learn to distinguish between the authentic voice of divine guidance and the deceptive echoes of lesser spiritual influences. This required a profound inner stillness, a cultivated ability to quiet the external noise and attune to the subtlest of spiritual currents. He developed an acute sensitivity to the spiritual condition of those who came to him, often perceiving their innermost struggles and hidden wounds before a single word was spoken. This deep empathy, born from his own profound spiritual experiences, allowed him to offer counsel that was not merely wise, but divinely inspired, addressing the root causes of suffering rather than just its superficial manifestations. Furthermore, his approach to healing transcended the purely physical. While his touch could alleviate physical ailments, its true power lay in its capacity to mend the fractured spirit. He understood that many physical sufferings were deeply intertwined with emotional and spiritual distress. By addressing the underlying spiritual malaise, he often facilitated a more complete and lasting restoration. This holistic approach, where the physical, emotional, and spiritual dimensions of a person were seen as interconnected, was a hallmark of his ministry. He saw each individual not just as a collection of symptoms, but as a soul yearning for wholeness, and his interventions were aimed at fostering that ultimate state of spiritual well-being. This deep understanding of the human psyche, informed by divine wisdom, allowed him to navigate the complex terrain of human suffering with remarkable grace and efficacy. Reflecting on this journey so far, we find ourselves standing at a threshold, a place where the echoes of profound inner landscapes and the resonance of divine connection begin to harmonize. The intricate weave of faith, the quiet strength found in surrender, and the persistent hum of unseen energies have all contributed to a deeper understanding of existence's more subtle dimensions. It's as if diverse streams, each carrying its unique essence, are converging, their waters mingling to form a broader, more powerful current that carries us toward a point of unified insight. This convergence is not about recapitulating individual experiences, but about recognizing the emergent pattern, the overarching principle that binds these disparate elements into a cohesive whole. As we pivot towards the final reflection, consider how the very fabric of our daily lives can be imbued with this deeper awareness. The challenges and triumphs we encounter, the moments of quiet contemplation and the bursts of energetic engagement are all threads in the grand tapestry. The insights gleaned from wrestling with the complexities of the human spirit and the grace that flows through it are not isolated occurrences, but integral components of a continuous unfolding. It is in the subtle shifts of perspective, the quiet recalibrations of our internal compass, that the most profound transformations often take root, preparing us for what lies ahead. The cumulative effect of these explored ideas is akin to a landscape gradually coming into sharper focus as the mist recedes. What once appeared fragmented or distant now reveals its interconnectedness, its inherent unity. This growing clarity invites a particular kind of receptivity, an openness to the deeper currents that flow beneath the surface of everyday experience. It is in this state of heightened awareness that the implications of our spiritual journey begin to solidify, shaping not just our understanding, but our very way of being in the world, guiding us toward a more purposeful and integrated existence. And so we arrive at the quiet heart of our contemplation, where the whispers of the past and the currents of faith converge, not to offer definitive prophecies, but to illuminate the enduring power of presence and the unseen guidance that shapes our human journey. The solitary candle flame, once a tender beacon against the stark monastery walls, now flickers within the chambers of our own awareness, its light a testament to the unwavering devotion that can anchor us amidst life's tempests. Padre Pio's extraordinary existence, marked by the profound intersections of divine grace and human vulnerability, invites us to recognize the sacred within the ordinary, the miraculous within the mundane. His life, a testament to the relentless spiritual battles waged and the boundless love that sustained him, reveals that true strength is not the absence of struggle, but the courage to surrender to a power greater than ourselves, to become conduits for healing, even when the cost is immense. The essence of his legacy is not found in the dramatic manifestations of his gifts, but in the quiet, persistent faith that permeated every aspect of his being. It is in the deep well of empathy he offered, the discerning wisdom that soothed troubled souls, and the profound understanding that true healing often begins with tending to the spirit. We are reminded that spiritual fatigue is not a sign of weakness, but an invitation to deeper reliance, a crucible that refines our faith and deepens our connection to the divine flow. The skepticism he faced, a reflection of the world's inherent doubt, only served to underscore the profound authenticity of his spiritual path, a path illuminated by an unwavering love for humanity. This love, a radiant beacon, continues to guide us, reminding us that even in the face of our own internal struggles and the complexities of the world, we are held, supported, and deeply loved. As we draw this contemplative journey to a close, let the echoes of Padre Pio's life resonate not as a historical account, but as a living invitation. The true practice begins now, in the quiet moments of our own days, in the way we choose to engage with the world, and in the depth of our willingness to trust in the unseen forces that guide us. May we carry forward the awareness that our own lives are imbued with a sacred purpose, that our capacity for love and healing is a reflection of the divine within us. Let us walk with a conscious heart, finding solace in surrender, strength in faith, and peace in the profound knowledge that we are never truly alone. The unseen hand continues to guide, and within the stillness, we can hear its gentle whispers, leading us toward a more integrated, purposeful, and divinely connected existence.